Welcome to Arsenal Analysis. Thank you for joining us today. If you've seen this intro before, feel free to skip to this timestamp. I plan to cover everything in Warframe's arsenal in this series. I do not follow the meta of Warframe as well. Honestly, you can get pretty far in this game using some of the worst weapons in the game as long as you have a good build for them. That being said, this series is to discuss which weapons are good, which ones are not, and we will be taking Rivens into account. However, they will not be the deciding factor on whether a weapon's good or not, as they can be tricky to get, and I don't really feel comfortable rating something that not everyone can get a hold of too terribly easily. That being said, thanks again for joining us, and let's get on with it. So today we're talking about the Acceltra Prime. Well, I'm actually pretty eager to talk about this one, due in large part to the fact that when I had first come back from my longest hiatus, the original Acceltra was actually one of the first weapons I had seen, and I remember thinking to myself, holy crap, a full-auto grenade launcher. What's funny is nowadays that's more common than you'd think. But anyways, let's get into it. The Acceltra has two variants, the regular and the Prime, with it being a tunnel weapon, of course. The regular one you have to acquire from Demolisher infestation units on Grineer Galleons in disruption missions. From what I understand, the only node that has that is actually on Uranus, so head there if you're trying to get it yourself. And I will advise that if you can't get the Prime anyway. Right now it's still in the Relic, so it actually might be worth going for the Prime instead. But anyways, the ingredients you need for the regular Acceltra are 25,000 credits, 4 neurodes, 200 hexanon, 925 plastids, and 8,000 nanospores. All in all, it's not too terribly hard to craft, which is actually kind of refreshing, considering how you get it. But anyways, as for the Prime, as with all Primes, you just get it out of the Relics. And as for crafting, you only need the pieces that you get out of the Relics, and then 10 Organ cells and 15,000 credits. So, like I said, honestly, it might just be better to go for the Prime, as long as you're high enough Master Rank to use it anyway. So base stats on a regular Acceltra are 12 fire rate, 48 magazine size, 2-second reload, high accuracy, automatic trigger, of course, 32% crit chance, 2.8 times crit multiplier, 6% status, 26 impacts, and of course it does have a radial attack because it's a grenade launcher. So other than the other stats, it has 4 meter range, 8.8 slash damage, 35.2 puncture, 50% fall off, and a total of 44 damage. So base stats on an Acceltra Prime are 10 fire rate, 48 magazine size, 1.6 reload speed. Still has high accuracy and full auto, 34% crit chance, 3 times crit multiplier, 18% status chance, and 44 impact damage. Radial attack is the same old, aside from it has 5 meters range and 10.6 slash damage, 42.4 puncture damage. Still has the 50% fall off and a total of 53 damage. Now it is weird that they took the 2 off the fire rate there, but honestly I kinda like it and kind of appreciate it because even with that 10 fire rate, it still chews through its ammo like a singular raisin. As for my build, well, you could probably tell I went the crit route. But anyways, there is actually a unique trait that I forgot to mention earlier, which is it has plus 25% reload speed as long as you are sprinting, and that bonus is doubled as long as you have Gauss, which is actually quite nice. Now I do have a Riven for mine, that being, plus 31% zoom, which is whatever, plus 70.3% crit chance, plus 57.3% crit damage, and minus 22.6% magazine capacity. That one's not terrific as far as the minus goes, but it's also not as bad as it could have been. It's honestly not as annoying as I thought it'd be either, because, I still have a magazine capacity of 37, on a weapon that normally has 48. So, it's not that horrible, it just means I have to reload more often. Not that that's really a problem, considering the fact that, ordinarily it has a 1.6 reload speed, and it has that unique trait that we discussed earlier. I do have the primed rifle ammo mutation, which I feel is kind of necessary on this thing. Actually, pretty much all AoE weapons nowadays, because of that AoE rework. But genuinely on this, you need it, because it does chew through ammo like crazy. Went the primary frostbite route as far as the arcane goes, because I do have primarily cold damage on this thing, which is very nice as far as making it even stronger with the primary frostbite there. As for a non-Riven build, well, on mine I just replaced the Riven with the Hunter munitions. I will say there are other things you could throw in there as well. Primary acuity if you go for headshots. But yeah, there's a number of things you could do. You could even put a secondary status on there, although I personally don't because I do want to proc my primary frostbite. Even without a Riven, this thing does get 100% crit chance, so bear that in mind. It's actually kind of nice in that regard. I mean, to be fair, I know we're in the age of Incarnate weapons where, like, every weapon can do... Well, not every weapon, but you know what I mean. A lot of weapons can do that, but even so. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate this here. So as for Rivens for this thing, well, both the original and the Prime have a disposition of 1. So unless you get pretty lucky with the roll, I wouldn't really bother with 1 for it too much. I did get lucky, and I mainly slapped it on there because extra crit damage, extra crit chance is always fun. But honestly, yeah, unless you get that lucky, I wouldn't bother with 1 too much. I mean, even without it, it still hits 100% crit chance, which is very nice, and yeah. I wouldn't worry about it too terribly much if you can't. So closing thoughts on the Acceltra Prime. Well, it may not be as strong as the Incarnate weapons, or any of the weapons that have the Incarnate adapters for that matter, but it is still pretty good. It is still pretty strong, it just takes a bit to get it to its full potential. You have to get a couple kills in and then it goes nuts. But more importantly, it is still a lot of fun to use. I imagine most people pick it up and at least get some level of enjoyment out of it. And I also will say, even after the Prime is vaulted, the regular one is still worth getting. Yes, it is a little bit weaker than the Prime, but it is still very strong. And either way, you'll still have fun with it, I imagine. Well, that's it, and that's all. Thank you all for watching, and have a good one.